So I think I got upset at like.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's like big things, like little big.
I don't know. He's.
Little pieces, right?
No, that was that's really done the army. Oh my God, no,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the owl. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's working. Yeah, it gets unplugged.
The owl is ever present. Ever present.
No,
like
Ethan, it's watching you everywhere you go.
We have a recording of everything. So, yeah. Thank you.
Rather than here.
Charge the storm. Can we believe it's August 1st already?
August 1st.
August 1st. August 1st. August 1st. Thank you. November 1st? It's way ahead of where we are now, right?
Well, it is, right?
Yeah, so it's it's November 1st. Of course it is. We're all in bold. Fabulous things are happening.
Hi.
Yeah. I'm Diana, and I'm 1,000 times bold.
I'm just thinking about turkey and stuffing.
Oh, I thought you meant the country turkey, and I thought, oh, that sounds like a fun trip. A little different.
So like if I. Scott Jerry.
All right, you guys, it is 12:02. Harrison, would you really on for me? That's beautiful. Very calm, peaceful, relaxing. Thank you. Yes. At the end of the month, we're going to have a gong raider, and whoever was the best gonger of the month will get an award. The gong award. I'm sure you did bring it. Who brought it? Who was the loudest? Somebody did it really, really loud. It wasn't you.
No, it was Tony.
Kelly.
Tony's was pretty perfect.
Yeah. Was it perfect? All right, we're gonna have to start keeping better
Emily's
track.
was the loudest.
Whew.
But she knocked it over when she did it.
Oh,
The track.
that's a lot. All right, well, welcome to August 1st. We've had a little confab here talking about kind of our it's the very beginning of August. It's not the middle of August, it's the very beginning of August. And we know that there are a bunch of people that are on vacation trying to soak up the very beginning of the ends of summer, right? Because my gosh, August and then September. I was listening to my people talk and somebody said it's actually November 1st. guys, November 1st. We're rolling into what looks to be the end of the year. So we have a very special panel coming today of people who participated in an event this weekend. And they're going to be sharing kind of, first of all, why I've asked them to be a part of this panel. And then I want you guys to be thinking about ways to build your business based on kind of that conversation that we're going to have. So before we do that, we always start with our mission, vision, values. And what I think is really exciting about today, mission, vision, values, rolls right into production, right? And we share our top production awards for the month. And why do we do that? Encouragement. What?
Inspiration.
Inspiration. Way to bring it from the back row, you guys. Celebration. All right. 1, 2, 3. There you go. If there's a name up there, it is because they've set a goal, perhaps, and that's what they've worked to achieve. That does not need to be your goal. We're all working on different things. So I know that there are times when people see these numbers and they get discouraged a little bit. I don't want that, unless that is your goal. And actually, I don't want you to stay in discouragement. I want you to go and talk to these people and say, hey, how did you do this? Because if you did it, I can do it, right? And they have systems, or maybe they don't. Maybe they're insane, right? Maybe they achieved these goals at the expense of family time or vacation time. Maybe they're struggling with something that you can help them with, and vice versa. But it is not to say one person is better than the other, or first, right? Are we good? We all on that? Okay. The other thing that I want to share is production in KW is culture. Okay. No, but we are not the cheapest option in the game. You guys pay us a monthly fee to be part of this community. We share with each other what we do, and we want to lift everybody up to live the life that they want to live. And part of that requires cash. We want you to have that based on your needs and your goals. Okay. So, we always hold up Mo Anderson as our culture gal. And I don't think too many people know she was known as the Velvet Hammer. Does anyone know why she was known as the Velvet Hammer, except for Charisse in the front row here? Mo Anderson ran our company with Gary Keller back in the day. Charisse, would you share Mo's?
Sure.
Okay.
Why she was the Velvet Hammer?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, because Mo had an amazing ability to be able to get people to do the things that needed to be done, but in a very gentle and loving way, and so in which gave them the encouragement to do it, not just the hey, it needs to be done this way, and this is why it needs to be done this way for this reason. Like she was very gentle and encouraging in how she did it, and she really extracted a lot of greatness from people in order to get them to get the things done.
She did. She did. And one of the things that she regularly did was set goals with people and then have a conversation about how do you achieve those goals. And to hear, you know, the stories, to hear tell of it, not achieving those goals were not an option, right? And she did it in a loving and a kind way, and such that you would leave that conversation knowing exactly what you had to do to hit those goals, and you did it, right? So there's always a lot of energy around goals. And here's the other thing. These are all done based on the information that we can pull from the MLS. So if there's something incorrect in the numbers, there's perchance something incorrect in the MLS. If we have done something incorrect, please let us know. Our goal is to make sure that everybody's recognized appropriately, and let's celebrate the heck out of you, because you guys are the producers and doing fabulous work out there. So we're going to start with GCI. This is one of the very, very few companies that I've seen, or business industries that I've seen, where we talk about money a lot, right? So gross commission income for the month of June, the A team, Nate Engels, the Baumgartners, Tony and Charisse, Tiffany is.
Jill,
This is June, because we haven't done June already. We are late in June. No. We were supposed to do them last week, and so we're doing them now. Here we are. Next 2 weeks from now, we can do July. So 2 weeks, we will get back on our regular schedule. Okay, we'll do July. I promise. We'll do July before November 1st. So this is June, you guys. This is June. Baumgartners, Tony and Sharice, Tiffany, I always pronounce her last name wrong, but we all know who she is. No one love her. Jay Krickeberg, Ben Murphy, Joe and Jeff, Alfredo, Nancy Meyer, Katie Ninkovic, Jeremy and Scott, Sheila and Mark, John and Zach, and Peter. So congratulations to all of these amazing producers. Love this. $1 Million Month. Michelle came into my office and said there are so many people on the $1 Million Month that I had to make the text really small, which we love. We can make this 2 slides at some point, right? Lifetime Realty Group, Ben Murphy, right up there at the top. Krickeberg Group, also right up there at the top. Level Up, Medina Reliance, Katie Ninkovic, the Schmidt Group, Team Smith, the Baumgartner Group, Team Ingalls, Peter Pummelsberger, Simplified Realty, the A-Team, Mindbright, and Dana Lassett. Congratulations. That's huge. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Top closed volume, individuals for June of 2023, Ben Murphy, 3.9 million. Oh, Katie Ninkovic, 2.6 million. Peter Pummelsberger, who earlier when I came, he's like, I don't have any business. Well, turn that around, didn't he? 1.6. Dana Lassett, 1.1. And Royce, just slightly under $1 million. So congratulations there. That. Teams, Medina Real Estate, 2.9 million. The Reliance Real Estate Groups, 2.8 million. Baumgartner Team or Group, 1.9. Team Ingalls, and then the A-Team. Congratulations. Groups, Lifetime Realty, 3.7. Krickeberg Group, 3.6. Level Up, okay, Krickeberg and Lifetime. Great job, you guys. Love it. Level Up 3.0, Team Schmidt 2.6, and Team Smith 2.0. Way to go. In individuals, Ben Murphy, top close volume for the years, 10.3. Katie Ninkovic, 6.5. Peter Pummelsberger, again, I have no business, Peter, 3.9. Alex Dina Marca, 3.2. Sarah Papp, 2.7. Team Ingalls, 8.5, Reliance, 7.9, Medina, 6.8, Dan Callis, 6.6, CGR, 4.6. Great work. Groups, Mindright, 12.3, Lifetime Realty, 11.4, Level Up, 10.5, Krickeberg's, 10.3, and the Schmidt Group, 9.2. Top closed units, you guys, the market dictates your volume, you control your units. So Ben Murphy, 25, 6 months in, 25. Katie Ninkovic, 18.75. Alex, 12, Peter 10, and Sarah Papp is 9. Team Ingalls, 27, Callis Real Estate, 21, Reliance Real Estate's 25, Medina is 20, let's call it 26. And 1120 is 14. So congratulations to the teams and the group. Lifetime at 46, Mindright at 42, Level Up at 38, Krickeberg at 33, and Schmidt at 24. So congratulations, you guys. Keep working on your units, because the more units you take in this market, the more market share you take. Okay, so that is our those are our production awards for June of this year. So if you saw something up there that looked incorrect, let us know. If you saw something up there that encouraged you, or you had a moment and you thought, well, how the heck did they do that? I'd love to talk to them about that. Talk to them about that. That's why we're here. It's what we do. Okay. And congrats to all of our top producers. And thank you, Dawn, who keeps us all compliant while we do our top producer work.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. So I guess first I've got some hot off the presses news for you guys. So this just came, Legal WRA just sent an update. It says tiny correction to the new WB 36. So just so you guys know, that form is changing because there's a couple of spots that they spied references to client instead of buyer. So just know that they're changing it. It's not gonna change anything about the form itself, but like they're replacing things in zip forms. So that's already been changed. And then we'll get them updated in one spot and get them updated in DocuSign eventually too. So that's hot off the presses news for you. And then just wanted to give you guys a heads up that there are also, in the spirit of changing forms, we're making some changes to the ABA disclosure and the MBR LLC disclosure forms. So those are out now. We'll email them out to everybody and they'll go into one spot, zip forms and DocuSign. The change in the ABA is that we've updated some of our vendors and some of the estimated charges. So those things just change over time. So we've got those updated so that they're current. And then in the MBR LLC disclosure, there's a couple of things that have changed. We've got some information on limitation of agent services. So just saying that we're not giving legal advice, but also we can't give advice about title insurance and how someone should take title. There's also some updates to the wire fraud disclosure and the inspections and property disclosure statement. So those are just some updated legal language to protect agents. So just know that that form is coming. So those forms will be updated in the one spot in zip forms and a DocuSign. As soon as they're in zip forms, start using those going forward with any new clients. I don't think we're gonna make everybody redo them at this point. But just know that like going forward, any new clients start to use those forms. Do you guys have any questions about that? We love new forms, right? We love changing things. We love to. You know, you haven't gotten them yet, so it's okay. So what as like we'll talk about it coming like next week. If there are questions about them, we'll go through them in more detail. But just wanted to give you guys that update. Yeah, Sheila.
I've been finding a weird thing on the forms that on the buyer agreement, especially that there was some weird crossouts on it. And I had to like erase it and bring it back. I don't know why it was doing that or.
Are you in the new forms editor or the old forms editor?
I used the old forms.
Okay.
Then I tried the new forms and it was still there.
Okay. So if somebody's having an issue with that,
That happened to us.
okay.
So we just removed the document
Yeah.
from like a template or whatever and then re-put it in.
Oh,
and then-
perfect.
Because it was when they took out those rental provisions. So we had it templated, the rental provisions
Oh,
were
that's a good point.
crossed out.
That's a good
And then when the document got shrunk, it was
Good
like
point.
crossing out all
Okay.
the term dates and stuff.
Yep.
So we removed it, put it back in and then just re-templated it and it took care of it.
Perfect. Okay, so that's a good, so as forms change, if you had strikeouts in there, those stay the same, even if, because zip forms will automatically change those forms. And so if your lines are already in there, they'll stay where they were. So let's take a look at that. We can make sure that we've got that. And if anybody else is having issues with that too.
I think you might be talking too, is like when you strike like in the gap coverage. strike
Is it still
fire,
shift- oh,
it's going-
shifting? Okay.
shifting to south.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
where they had that rental information that used to
Yep.
all be crossed out,
Yep.
that just shifted.
Okay.
So we just deleted it.
Okay.
And then re-uploaded it, and then everything was as it should be.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Lynn.
And we've been seeing like, to Alex's point, we've been seeing that some of those lines are shifted. Like, for example, the gap coverage, it's kind of like a little bit on the buyer, a little bit on the seller, so we're just kind of left with that, so. Have a look.
Yeah,
Just
take
have a look, guys.
a look before you're sending, or if you receive an offer and it's not clear, make sure that we're maybe writing a counter or an amendment if it's already been accepted, just so that it is clear, especially when title's receiving that, just so there's no surprises for how people are, we don't want an unexpected expense for a seller or a buyer, just making sure it's clear. So double check those. Change to MLS. So if anybody's put in showings, this was it said starting today, but this was last week. If anybody's put in new listings in the last week, you've noticed that there is a drop down now for showing service. So you can select none, other, or showing time. MLS will be adding their own showing service that they're creating right now called Aligned Showings. The intention is to replace that as the default. And so they're going to be rolling that out later this year, but they've put this drop down in there in anticipation. So you'll see that that's an option, which hopefully, will provide some clarity to if you are using something other than showing time.
And we'll be bringing them in to share how that works.
Yes.
In a future team meeting not too far distant. If you would like a sneak peek at what it looks like, they were at the North Shore team meeting this morning, which has been recorded and will be uploaded onto YouTube. And I sat and watched it. You guys, I think it's gonna be pretty amazing. And I was very encouraged by what I saw. So I look forward to having them here and kind of diving into it. But again, if you want a little sneak peek about what direction they're going, the rollout that they talked about was November, late November, early December. It will run concurrent. They won't pull one until they know the one that they have in place is working and satisfactory. So I think they're being really thoughtful and smart about this rollout. And you guys, just so you know, one of the reasons we've had to do this is because Showing Time was bought by Zillow, right? So anytime in a market where if they go in and they put showing request in there, those leads are being captured. So we want off of Zillow as quickly as we can, and MLS has determined that they can't have a relationship with a broker run entity in that regard. So we completely agree and support this. And I think it's gonna be a really great tool.
Yeah, so in anticipation, just keep an eye out when you're entering listings. Cool, and then quick title request reminder that when you have an addendum O, so either pre or post closing occupancy, just make sure that if you're like for the tax proration on line 53 to 57, if your client is intending to either have tax prorated to the day prior to closing or the occupancy date, make sure that you're striking one, you're choosing one to strike. Otherwise, occupancy date is the default. There's been some questions that, with prorations when people have come to sign documents for title. So just making sure for like pre-closing. So just making sure that we've got that correct data in there so everyone's getting prorated as they intend. That's it for me.
That's it. The only thing that I wanna, one more thing from my perspective of this is that, Sarah and Dawn and I look at, they approve files, right? And we're seeing a handful of people that are doing commission adjustments that if you look at your contract are outside the bounds of your contract. So what I need you to do is if you are thinking about changing your commission for buyer or sell side, region independent contractor agreement, if it's below 5%, you need broker approval. And that's generally Sarah Papp or Dawn. And there's some other stipulations in there, so. Good. And get your 6%. Then y'all work hard. All right, good, makes sense?
Yep.
Thank you, Defender Don, for all that you do. Aren't quite supposed to leave. I know. All right, so you guys, we do have a panel that we're gonna be doing. Sheila. Come on, Lisa, come on up. We're so excited to have these three here. Let me tell you, they are so excited too. I can tell from Lisa's face. She can't wait to be up here. This panel came together. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. We had an event this weekend. It was an e-recycle event. And there were quite a few people who came through. How many people do you think came to this event? Lots.
Couple hundred, I would think, maybe.
Couple hundred, yeah. So these ladies were not the only three that were there. I saw Alex there. I know Jay was there. Talked to Zach, he came. Kathleen was here for part of the day. One of the reasons I want these three ladies to share their experience at this event was because when the market is the way it is, and our funds are what they are, we want to do everything we can to maximize our exposure with the client, right? And to maximize exposure with those who are not yet our clients. And this happened to be an opportunity for both of those things. And they're going to share what they did and how it worked for them. And then I want you guys to be thinking, what do I do in my business that helps maximize my client exposure? Because they were here working, you guys weren't working it. So, yes,
Yes,
I'm gonna
I
start.
talked to every vehicle.
Well, why don't we start with you? Why don't you, would you share, Lisa, what you think, how you think about Market Center run events or your own client events and what they mean in your lead gen?
Well, this was awesome. And basically, we have not, and Jay or James can correct me, I don't think we've done our own client events necessarily. We've always, since we came here, tried to springboard off of things going on here. And we did not jump on board to Pi Day initially our first year. James did a little bit. And Jay and I realized we are missing the boat, that this was a mistake. We should have just dove right in. So last year we were all about it and it was great. And for us, it brings a lot of touches to our client base. What we did was we had a postcard that was mailed out to our client base. And we tried to send it to our local clients, basically, because they're the ones that come and do this. And then James followed up the postcard with an email blast through command. And Jay followed up with an email through his Gmail that he sent to everybody that was sent a postcard. And that resulted in a lot of phone calls. James, I don't know if James got some phone calls, but Jay got a lot of phone calls. So right there with several clients, that's, 3 touches. And then when they showed up on Saturday, then we got to talk to them in person. But Jay has a cool little story that he told me with his follow-up email. He had a client call him who was a past buyer. Well, now they want to sell and they want to also look for property. So when he answered the phone, they said, how's the market for properties over 500,000? And Jay's like, yes, we're looking for, a nice property. So that's why Jay walked in late to the meeting, because he had an appointment, right? This was to look at a property, right? A showing. And then, so these people are also going to be selling. And so the one postcard, which led to an email and a phone call, can maybe, $1 million worth of business maybe off of and that's just the one, so for us, it was just that.
Just sitting in the back smiling.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, this, and
Good return.
yeah. And the other thing was to see all our clients. And I was telling Carly this morning, a lot of the people that we sent postcards to had them with them in the vehicle. They kept it, they're carrying it around, they want the address and all this stuff, but it was so cool. And it's just really nice to meet our clients face to face, especially I'm not on the front line, so I don't really see them that much. So it was really nice to, put a face, with a name and also clients that we haven't dealt with for a while because they're all set in their, needs. So for us, it was just a great 4 hours.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So our team does do a lot of client events. And the rest of the team can attest to this. We have something each quarter for the most part. So we do plan, but then we also participate always in the offices events, doing Pi Day. There was the cream puff giveaway thing that we had during COVID. And then it was when State Fair didn't happen, it was a drive-through. So we'll take anything that's leveraged out by the office, especially when it's not a huge cost to us, then it's like a per client. And then this e-cycling event, the nice thing about it was for us was that it's a value add to our clients to give them a service that we wouldn't otherwise arrange for that. So for us, it was, we used it as a marketing tool. Kim could there was an email that went out. There was a lot of social media. And then I know we were talking about it with people on phone calls too. So when doing DTD2 calls, if it's somebody who's an acquaintance of mine, but not somebody that I know through, having, I can't say how's your house because they haven't moved. It's just someone who lives down the street. I could call them and leave them a message and say, hey, this is happening this weekend. You should come. It's at my office, and it kind of opens the door to have those real estate conversations. And then we did have a lot of clients come through as well, which was really it was nice to see them on that day. So we did a full plan around it, but then there was no cost for us. We didn't mail anything out. It was just email and social media and phone calls.
I'll add that somebody I haven't talked to who's not a client yet, just received the email, forwarded to his brother. His brother called me directly, and he brought 5 TVs. So now I have another person in my database that I wouldn't have met otherwise without this.
Actually, footnote that, because I've heard from more producers in this office about that exact thing, a postcard, a sticky that sits on there. Maybe Jay will come up and tell his Packer schedule. Oh, don't look at him with ADHD.
It's actually
When Jay
my,
gets happy, okay, well, you can check. If you guys aren't in the office very often, if something really good happens on the work group, Jay starts singing in the hall. So you always know when it's happening. What happened? What new good thing? It's a very good singer too. How about you, Sheila? What was your experience on that?
I thought it was amazing just because it was a free event, you know, for us and there was all kinds of already made documents we can use for social media. So we use the social media. I did at Smart Plan emails to everyone, blast them out. And then I called and emailed again, like we do, knew about it in advance, about to be remind. And then, I guess the best thing I thought was that it was free, and then I did see, like, I'm like, I want to be there, and then some people did call and text back, and then I texted everybody like the day before, and said, hey, reminder, come to this event, I'll be there, I'll see you there. So I did see some people, so that was nice to see some people. And because we had signs up on the roads and stuff, people just stopped in that didn't know any realtors, so I card, because,
Yeah.
You gave out a card.
so I made sure to ask people when I talked to them, hey, how did you hear about us? Because, you know, I like to, we get to talk to a lot of people, so it's fun, even if they were, you know, friends with other people, realtors. So it's so nice that it's still a family, even though we're all different teams and different businesses, that all of our clients are just happy. They all said, thank you so much for having this event, and we're very appreciative that we do this.
And one of the things that I loved hearing as you talk about your story is that it provided multiple touches, right? We talk, but the minimum amount of outreach you should be doing to your clients to gain market share is at least 36 touches a year. So gosh, what do you do for those 36 touches, right? And that's provided a minimum of 3, if not more, with a value add. It's not just, hey, just following up. Like if you can strike that phrase from your vocabulary, it will be a better salesman. Never say, hey, just following up. It's not great. But you have reasons to be talking to people. And the best teams, the highest producers, have 96 touch, 132 touch in ways that are not annoying because they bring value. So as you're thinking, how can I do this as an independent agent without a big budget right now? How can I pour in? Okay, and I'm just going to talk about the boogeyman in the room. Like, I don't have a big sphere. I don't have a whole bunch of past people. Why would I participate in that? Anybody have an answer for that or a thought around that? And I'm happy to, like, if you think this isn't for you, we can talk about that.
There wasn't a minimum number of people we had to invite. There was no maximum either.
Gotcha.
So it didn't matter if you invited one person or 500, you could still send the invite out.
Sure didn't.
So
I think it's a huge event. So much legitimacy. Clients show up. They don't know that there's other agents that work here. You know, they might think this is your office. They might think all these people are here for you. Even if they don't, you're gonna come across as being a part of something very professional and organized and big, and that resonates with people. And they're gonna go back and say, yeah, no, he's got a really good people out there. He's got a great place. For a business. So I love that aspect of it.
Yeah.
I used it when we were there. We were having like stuff stories. So it's like even if somebody didn't come, they saw like, here's what we're doing this day. And the other thing something that we had talked about, I think it was after you left, Alex, I might have mentioned it to you, but like since day one, Alex, the capper, has been showing up to events in like a big way. And it's like, I feel like you manifested that. So like you've always been somebody who shows up and like it has paid off. So.
Alex will never miss a party. Just
What? There's an invite set. He's there.
He's there. If there's not an invite set.
He's still there, yeah.
This was an event that was open to the public. I had our team actually send an RSVP form out so that it was a good chance for us to be able to get updated contact information. And if they posted it on social media, then just saying it was open to the public, like other people would put their names in there. So it's definitely a way to be able to grow your database. And it allowed us to send communication to people on Friday and Saturday morning about like here are the details, here's how you enter the parking lot, like things like that. So
And I may kick myself for saying this, but don't be afraid to enlist your help of your preferred vendors. You know, if you need somebody to stand at the parking lot and direct traffic so that you can be the face with your customers, or you need somebody to be, you know, sitting at a table tracking people in so that you can, you know, really greet your customers. That's what a lot of your preferred vendors would love to help with. So, you know.
Well, and these are the things that I'm hearing, the people who had a really, really successful e-recycle day had a plan around it and they implemented their plan. And just one thing that I'll put on there, and I'm not gonna ask you guys to do it, I don't know if you did or not, but you can think about, we are a numbers-driven industry. And if you think I'm gonna put a client event out front, or I'm gonna do an open house, and I want X amount of leads from that, or X amount of business from that, it clarifies your thinking, gives you a little bit of opportunity to have focus around that. Cricket Bird team got $1 million+ business out of that. Sounds like you guys got some significant business out of that. I would not doubt if significant business comes from the work of the people who were there with that plan, right? So I love that.
Did I also hear that the event's going to be repeated a couple of times?
Yeah, we'll talk about the kind of the rhythm of the Market Center offerings to this, because what I'd love to do is see that you guys have opportunities to think ahead of time about what your plan will be, and you can implement a quarterly calendar. I'm getting side-eye from Kathleen because she knows that I come with a lot of really great ideas. We only want to talk about those that we can publicly execute super well on your behalf, because just what James said, people come and they think it is your event, and we love that. We are your team. Take all the credit and run a professional show, and we will make sure it runs well in the background. So we will talk about that.
And Diane, the Camel Crew did a phenomenal job. I mean, they had their big trucks that all had their logo. They put signage over here. They had the cones. So they, you know, just that, you could see it was going on. They were very, very helpful. They had their own table set up for, you know, for people to, and they had their system about unloading one car at a time, and it went really well. But they also had it posted on their sites and on the DNR site, because everyone is into e-recycling now. And so people were looking for, they'll go on the DNR site to look for these events. And this one popped up. So that's where we got a couple of people that weren't connected with any agents here. And that's when we were able to give them our cards.
For sure. And that kind of thinking, that expanded thinking, like, yes, get it out to your sphere. Are you a member of a church? Can it go in a church bulletin? Are you a member of a PTA? Can you share it with the school? Not everybody is part of your sphere, but but everybody has some mobile electronics lying around, right? Or want a pie, or need to shred something, or, right? So we'll be thinking about all of that. Can I ask you, ladies, what would you have done differently? Or what would you do differently having gone through this research?
Boy, I don't even know what I've done different. I've maybe even gotten it out there more, like you said, to talk to people that may not think about other business going on right now in schools, but you know, maybe sign up at places. Attention.
I agree with that. And then also, we came about an hour in, and I think we missed a couple of past clients, so I think I would plan to be there the whole time, just to make sure I don't miss anyone.
I don't know. I think we did a pretty good job. What was Jay saying about popsicles? You know, it was a very, very hot day. It was very hot, and the concrete just, yeah. But I agree that being there the whole time, because I was out there. Jay actually had some business to do. Go figure. He's a realtor and had to like write an offer. So I was out there, and he missed a couple clients that were sad that because he told everybody I will be there, and then he was like not there. Yeah, and so I mean he was there, but he was in the building. So yeah, I think really clear your schedule and be there from start to finish. And if you have, you know, a team, you know, people you work with, bring them all on. The more the merrier. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna, I would not expect these ladies to toot their own horn, but if you're a newbie and you want to chat with those who have made it big in this business, this is a perfect time to, because there's time in between the cars, or there's time in between the picking up pies, and there are all of your top people standing around. Tell me how you did this. What did you do here? How do I do what you did? So
We had fun. We were chatting the whole time and, getting to know each other a little bit better. So even that, a nice little.
Yeah, that was
social-
really good. And you could talk about business too, or, and what happens. It's happened very good. Tell me what our wins and our losses too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not in this alone, and sometimes it can feel like a very isolated business. So, yes.
I was just thinking like, yeah, like planning ahead for next time. I don't live in Berlin. I live like 20 minutes away, which is not bad, but not everybody in my area is gonna drive it. 20 minutes is a short distance for me and forever for some people. I also have a minivan. Like, how cool would it have been if I walked on my street and left my neighbors and said, let me take your
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
job free. So like, if you
100%.
have a truck, if you have a minivan, like.
Not buying
walk
it.
it.
Use the Jeep. Load up the Jeep.
Yeah, if you have a big vehicle and you live a little farther away, walk around, talk to your neighbors and get your stuff.
Such a great idea. Yeah. So you guys, in this day, okay, one of my very favorite topics is AI. It's gonna come through and change a lot of things that we do. And as I listen to the podcast, two of the things that I hear consistently from people who are deep into this is that things that will not change, and if anything, we will increase the need for is human connection. That's the top one, right? So these opportunities that allow you to connect with your neighbor face to face, have a conversation, offer them something of value, elevates you as a professional and as a person, and will become more and more necessary as you're doing your business and frankly as we're living our lives. So I really encourage you to dive into these things. Thank you guys. Anything else I missed? No? Okay. They're like, no, we got it. All right, thank you. And the conversation we, the Market Center, would like to support your efforts by having something quarterly that you can count on. So right now, what we know we'll be repeating is the summer rummage sale, Taylor. Summer rummage sale, so you can count on that in June, and we're gonna count on Taylor to get us information and help keep us organized. It's a great opportunity to reach out to your clients to help them bring stuff to the rummage sale, and then also maybe take stuff away after that's gone if it's not. So we'll work on that. And then this will continue. The e-recycle will continue. You heard mention Pi Day. We are doing Pi Day again. Please don't talk to Katie about it yet. We're going to give her a chance to get over her nightmares. We'll put a plan together and we'll share it. There's so much logistics that have to go into that, but it's an amazing opportunity, and we want to make sure that's available to you and your clients as you reach out. I would like a fourth event because that gives us a quarterly event, and one of the things that is getting high marks right now is a shredding event. I'm thinking shredding after tax day. Gives us lots of time to plan, figure this out, work on that side eye. And then
Invite co-brokes too.
yes, you can invite co-brokes too. Yes, love that thinking. And then before we do these, we can certainly have a conversation about how are you doing this? What are great ideas to maximize this for you? We want, we always lead with revenue and keep your expenses as low as possible and reach as many people as you possibly can. That's what these events are designed for. And there's a little rumor about a trunk or treat going around. If we have any information about that one. We're not talking about that one yet, though. Trunk or treat, I did say that. Okay, and if you would like to have any more information on client engagements, we are doing a client engagement panel, of which events are a super big part, right? So this is on August 9th from 1 to 2 on Zoom. So it should be a really good panel. I invite you to participate in that. And I am handing this over to Kathleen. For now.
Okay, so not a whole lot of updates this week, but I just wanted to give a heads up. Our intern Drew, who's been helping out with a lot of the marketing pieces that you guys have been requesting, is going back to college in August. I know, wah. So we do have an internship opportunity for the fall. If you know of anybody whose talent around marketing, communications, administrative support, we are looking. So please reach out to Lindsay or Diana and we'll get their contact information to the right people. But if you know of anybody looking for an internship opportunity, we've got one available.
That's all I know.
That was more than I knew, so. But we can definitely connect you. Okay. All right, you guys, let's run through training and events really quick. We have the August calendar. It's out. What side is that? The right-hand side is the list of things that repeat on a regular basis. Contract training on Monday is on Zoom. It's a great opportunity to dive in. The topics are listed. We've got some great information that comes through there. And then on Monday nights, our very own James and Zach are teaching a productivity class in the evenings at 5:30. You can be at any stage in your real estate career and want to learn from people. So what do you guys teach next Monday? What do you teach next Monday?
Quite frankly, unless we kind of flying this. Taking a, I don't want to act like I'm playing like that. Well, but it's like everybody comes with like something they're actively working on, then we can dive deep into it. So it's those who attend will determine the course of everything. But the thing I'll fall back on every single time is lead gen, because you can't negotiate contracts, you can't have appointments, you can't have closings without doing lead gen first. So if we don't have anything else to talk about, I will talk about lead gen until I run out of air for 90 minutes.
Awesome. So loosely based on Ignite and lead gen. So that'll be great. So join at 5:30 on Mondays. And then the other thing, obviously, we have a mega camp in the middle of August. The best time for those with kids in school. Just kidding. It's the 15th and 16th. I am attending with the people from this office who are also going. I am hoping to throw a quick meeting if you are attending on Friday, Zoom available just to know before you go. These are some of the logistics and I will send that out to people who are registered so that they can attend. Who's going? Wow. That is a nice showing. Party in Austin. Yes, awesome. There is no team meeting on August 15th, just so you know. And productivity is on Thursday. Aletha will be here teaching all about brand and lead gen through brand. Innovation is doing a call night on August 9th. And we already talked about this one. So Mega Agent Camp. If you saw those hands that were registered and thought, oh, I'd like to hang out with them in the hottest place in the world in August, here's how you register. We'd love to have you. Huh? Two things. Do you have two things? Would you like to go? Okay.
Quick plug for Ignite tomorrow is Tina Reddick, and she's going to be going through how to writing competitive offers right now in the market, and then also presenting multiple offers to your seller. So highly encourage everybody to come to Ignite tomorrow at 9 a.m. Yeah. And then also there is going to be another e-waste event in Lake Country, August 26th. So there's a smart plan already in the library for that for you to push out as well. So if you missed this round and want to get that out to your clients, it'll be in Lake Country on the 26th.
Oh, and you guys, if you did miss this round, I promise you, no shame. I looked around at the stuff the market center needs to get rid of on that day. And I thought, oh, shoot, we haven't gone through our own stuff yet. So we will be participating in Lake Country's e-waste day with some of our stuff that we need to recycle. So please participate in all of those good things. And that is your friendly sales meeting of the week. Have a wonderful day. Go crush it. And we will see you same time this week. Next week. Have a great one.
Is that what I yeah. That and
I like
We just have
so we know everybody's flights and
I thought we had a Google Sheet.
I don't know.
My flight
Yeah,
got
it's just,
like nonstop flight.
Oh, I didn't.
I'll send it.
Okay. I was doing like all over the 3 o'clock.
I'm sure there's, yeah.
Have to drive it down. Well,
So we'll be doing for engineer.
I will.
That's why it's not correct. But it only says 12:35. So we could probably.
Sorry.
Well, Tony,
Because she said that she was and it also they were like. And so.
Luckily.
So I'll.
Is
but
that
you know,
party sign on this? I don't know, that's fine. But. I don't have anything on.
They're both on
WhatsApp or Discord or whatever. I haven't heard anything about that.